What's up, North County? Hey, welcome to the new show, Health and Fitness, and we have our guests and our sponsors. We have Brett Weaver and we have Jill Marks with Kennedy Club Fitness. Tascadero, right? Tascadero?
Yes, Tascadero.
And
good morning.
Owner, yeah, and Brett. So welcome. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us today.
Yeah, for sure.
And real quick, I have to say that I like seeing you back working out at home in your home gym. So bring that out. Make sure you're talking to everybody. Motivate everybody. Keep it going. So good job on that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you know what? And nothing against like going to the gym, you know, because I mean, like I said,
whatever it takes for you to be active and stuff. You have a great setup at home. Now use it.
Yeah. Well, it's all about longevity, right?
Yep.
And that's why that's why gyms are so popular. That's why, everybody wants to look good. I mean, especially during this time of the year, it's nothing really happens in January, February, March, maybe we start kind of climbing up on, local activities.
But when you start hitting Lake this summer, you're ahead of the game. See.
Well, the only disadvantage is I don't have anything for legs at the house. So
you have that.
The Smith
that
machine?
rack, yeah, you use. Oh yeah, there's a lot of leg routines you can do off the Smith machine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can squat off that.
Well, I don't really do. I mean, these things are massive, anyways.
Well, but you got to do something to strengthen all the muscles. Just use a little bit of lightweight and stuff. So
yeah. I'll use the bands. My band broke this morning, by the way.
Oh, really?
Not the one that you gave me.
Use the TRX. Use the TRX because you won't go through bands and stuff as much.
Okay.
This will last forever, and you could do 1,000.
Well, I'm really worried about the part on the end, the metal part, in case that thing does break.
It won't.
Okay, because have you ever? I mean, Jill,
She knows what a TRX strap looks like.
Yes.
Like, I mean, that's a little scary. You're like this, and that thing pops, and you're ding.
Yeah. No.
Remember the Gut Buster years ago?
Yes.
Do you remember what that was when you put it on there? It's on a spring, this and that.
And it flings back in your face when it breaks.
Well, it didn't break. It slipped. I was on my boots, and it slipped off my boots and came back and nailed me right in the face, right here.
Ow.
Yeah. So no Gut Buster for me.
The TRX won't do that to you. I promise.
Awesome. Well, Jill, let's hear about you. So you're the GM in Atascadero.
Yeah.
So how long? So give me a little history before you got to Kennedy.
To the Central Coast in 2008, and in 2009, I was just thinking, okay, I need to do something, and I looked on Craigslist, and there was an ad, and I went in the next day and got the job, and so I've been there for 15 years.
Wow.
I worked in member services, and then recently, like 4 years ago, took over as general manager.
Did you have like fitness and all that stuff like experience beforehand, or I mean, you're just kind of looking for something?
I was aware of it, and I mostly walked. I didn't lift weights or anything or take classes, but I was aware of my body at that time, and I was a lot younger, to be honest with you, so I didn't really feel like I needed it, but I obviously did, and everybody does. It makes you feel better, and it gives you peace of mind, and so it was more about that for me.
So you think you're probably one of the longer employed managers because there's 4 Kennedys, right? Kennedy, Paso, Tascadero, San Luis, and Arroyo Grande.
Yeah, maybe. I think Kathy and I are neck and neck for how many years we've been there.
Arroyo Grande? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So she was in member services, I think maybe a year before me.
And Brett, so obviously you've had Kennedy for what,
43 years.
43 years, because you guys just celebrated 43 years recently.
Yep. October.
Wow.
There we go. Keep it going.
And just the evolving of the fitness industry.
Yep.
Health and wellness, health and fitness, eat this, don't eat this, do that, don't do that. I mean, it changes like all the time.
It does. And with the different like ages or generations, it's all different for everybody. So like Gen Z, they want to be fit and look good in a bikini. Like the older X, they want to maintain and be healthy and like build up their strength to prevent injury because they're like maybe 45 to 65. So it's all different for all generations.
And baby boomers, they're just trying to stick around and kind of get some flexibility, some muscle, some mobility. That kind of stuff. Which you guys always, you guys have a lot of classes with the senior citizens.
We do.
Which is awesome.
We do. We have a lot of different programs for all age groups. It's
So-
great.
And Jill, what have you seen over the last 15 years? What has probably been one of the biggest changes that you've seen kind of take place within the industry?
Ooh,
I know that's a big
I don't
question.
know.
I
Yeah,
know there's
it really
so many.
is. It just evolves all the time. It's constant. I can't really say much except for maybe like the last 4 years. I have seen an influx in our, like you were saying, baby boomers or the Medicare people. We have a lot.
Well, since you just touched on that, let's talk about that a little bit, because that's a pretty cool program that Kennedy offers, for clients that have Medicare,
Yeah,
right? So,
yeah.
you want to tell me about that?
Do you?
Nobody jump in right at the same time.
Well, I mean, it is kind of Brett's baby. So.
Okay, Brett.
Well, right now we have 4 Medicare insurance programs: Pure Fit, Renew Active, One Pass, and Silver and Fit. And there's also 4 other insurance companies for the commercial side, which we can get into another time. But it's right now it's probably close to 1,800 to 2,000 members countywide, and our largest group of the seniors in that age group are members of the Atascadero and Paso Club, because it tends to be more of a retirement community per se. And the Atascadero Club, along with the Paso Club, there is a lot of classes that are set up for them. Aqua class, we have yoga classes, we have what we call a prime time. There is a lot of things that we're offering now that's kind of developed because of this influx of that. And what's the nice thing about it is we're still down 6,000 members from COVID. Can you believe that 4 years later?
Wow.
That's
As a whole, right?
as a whole.
Which club is down the most, do you think?
Probably San Luis Obispo is right now, because it had a Planet Fitness open up a quarter of a mile from it beginning of last year. So it's down the most members, but we've adapted. So we're really healthy financially. I have some great help. Jill's phenomenal. Keith, Nate. Nate's a GM in San Luis Obispo, and Kathy's GM in AG. And them along with their teams are just absolutely phenomenal. My job is to give them the tools to succeed, and that's what I do all day long. And it doesn't matter what, I'll scrub a pool deck to help move something or create something or whatever, but these guys are awesome. Jill can probably elaborate more on the demographics of our club that lend to this, which is...
Well, so Jill, let's step back into the Medicare thing. So you being as a GM in Atascadero, how do they come to you and say, hey, my insurance, has this offering, or is that something that they don't know?
No, it's both. And we put it out there a lot because we want them to know, because a lot of the Medicare people, they are maybe more financially dependent on not spending their money on a health club membership. So we want them to get it out there, and we want them to actually go in and sign up for it, because we want them to be healthy and come to the club. So we do reach out to them, but a lot of them do know, because we have one of our members is an insurance agent, and he put it out there for us too, so to make them aware of it.
Because I'd assume it's probably, a lot of these Medicare clients don't know, that it's an offering that you guys accept.
Right. But like I said, we do put it out on social media. Anytime they come in, that's one of the things that we'll let them know. Well, hey, do you have Medicare? Before we tell them what the prices are and stuff like that. So it lets them
That's really
be
cool.
aware of it.
Or
Yeah.
if it's something like
Yeah.
that, I can't afford to pay for anyone. Well, does your insurance, provide a health club membership aspect to it? Check and see if it's got Pure Fit or Silver and Fit or Renew Active. And that also saves a member too if they're on a limited budget also, which is kind of nice.
So is that only like a Medicare type offering, or is there other insurance that any insurance offering?
Yes. So Aetna is probably one of the biggest insurance companies out there. And as of the first of the year, if you have Aetna, they do a reimbursement for all kinds of things for physical activity for their clients if you have a certain plan with them. And literally, I looked at the list back in December. If you go bowling, they pay for your they reimburse
What?
for bowling fees. If you're a skier, they'll reimburse you for your lift ticket. If you have a health club membership, they'll reimburse you for that. If you have personal training, they'll reimburse you. It's depending on the
Wow.
plan that you have and the dollar amount that's with your plan that you can put towards that on an annual basis. And then we do have, like I mentioned earlier, 4 other corporate membership insurance plans that these companies have. These insurance plans that will have like Active and Fit, and there's a lot of Active and Fit, and I see a ton of Active and Fit doing a lot of advertising through all kinds of channels and stuff, which is kind of interesting. So that's one of the programs in the area, along with OnePass and Active and stuff. The growing part for the employers for insurance programs too is growing with that membership fee structure built into insurance plan also. So it's really, really growing, and we're doing everything we can to tap into that. Why not?
Sure.
And I negotiate a
absolutely.
rate for them. You show up one time, I get $50. I can't beat that. We just got to get them in the door. And Jill has created a phenomenal onboarding program with Bernice, this lady that she hired. You want to elaborate on what Bernice's role is and what you created?
She's like a retention gal, and she reaches out to all of the Medicare members. So monthly, we'll put together like a little meet and greets to get them in, and it makes them feel more comfortable knowing that there's somebody there that wants to take care of them or help them with any of the questions that they might have. So they'll come in, say we set up a Saturday, she'll reach out via email, via text, via phone call, and they will reserve a time to come in, and we'll walk them around the club. We'll see if they need any help from a personal trainer, or they'll take a class, or just talk to us about any of the needs that they have, or maybe a certain machine that they're kind of intimidated to use. We'll help them get on that, and it just helps us build a relationship with them, and then they feel more comfortable coming in.
Do you find the club, or specifically your club, is more kind of the older
Yes.
demo? You do?
Tell them your demographics, which is the
Well, is it like 65
it's 60.
to?
So Tascaro has the largest or the most dominant Medicare age membership base in all the
Which
clubs.
is what, 65?
65
Yeah.
to
Okay.
75. So in that, out of all the different age ranges, when I do a demographics report, that's the biggest demographic in the Tascaro Club. So
I know.
And it's probably and you probably have a lot of members because Kennedy Atascadero opened up in the 80s.
yeah, our current location in its first phase, we open up in like 86.
Okay, so you probably have a lot of members that
Boy.
have aged into that Medicare
Very
group, right?
do.
There-
we do.
That's a membership base that's so stinking loyal to
Yeah.
us. It's amazing.
And I mean, we always talk about like Kennedy Club Fitness. We always talk about gym competition. You talk about Planet Fitness. I mean, there's all kinds of. I mean, they come and go. They come and go. And Kennedy has longevity. Why do they have longevity? Why do you have longevity? I think it's because of the fact that it is kind of one of those things you get what you pay for, right?
Yeah.
And you're not a $10 gym. You're not. Let's be honest. You go into a Planet Fitness, and it's like it's just chaos. Whereas you guys your membership offers multiple things. You got a pool, you got a hot tub. You have a hot tub in Atascadero, right?
2.
Hot tubs.
She
Because
needs to tell you.
you have the
Indoor,
outside
outdoor.
one.
Yeah.
She needs to tell you about the amenities and what it's spread.
Yeah,
because
tell me
it's,
about
It's a huge club and it's spread out. It's
Yeah, so-
phenomenal.
And aside from our employees, which our staff is phenomenal
Yeah.
as well.
Absolutely.
And we do have 2 of our personal trainers have been there for 25, 30 years. So and then our maintenance guy, he's been there for 30 years.
No kidding.
Yes, our membership guy's been there for
Wow.
15 years. So they get to know them, and they really care about our members, and then our members totally care about our staff. They love them. But yes, we do have in Atascadero, we have pickleball, basketball, a track, an outdoor pool, indoor pool, a sauna, a steam, the training court, all the weights, the Group X classes, a recovery zone, which includes a compression chair, a sauna, a pod sauna, and a hydro bed So we have a lot to offer in
Yeah,
Atascadero.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
we have 2 pools there.
I always forget about the inside pool.
Yeah, it's a nightmare
Nobody
with one
else
pool.
does.
Yeah.
There's 2
It's a
pools.
big
It's a
deal.
really nice indoor pool that the water's kept at 84 degrees. So that is very attractive to that 65 to 75. But not only that, I mean, we have an Olympic-sized pool in the outdoors there, which is bigger than our outdoor pools in Paso and San Luis Obispo.
It's gorgeous.
And it's just a phenomenal setting. And in there, just like in Paso, you know, there's 50 to 60 people in that aqua class every single day. It's crazy. And then you put that with a yoga class and prime time and chair yoga, whatever you can create. Paso and Atascadero are set up. I mean, you know, Keith and Lilita and Abby worked really hard of their Medicare program, and then, you know, all the other clubs have done the same thing too. It's just amazing what we have to offer to connect them. But then, you know, on the flip side of that is, you know, we have a pretty decent 18 to 35-year-old membership base also. And so how do you merge those two together in the same building? It's challenging where the Medicare, you know, they want to be, they walk in and they don't know what to do. They need help, and we got to onboard them, and we'd love to do that. And there's 18 to 35. Okay, so how many more squat racks and deadlifting platforms are we going to be able to accommodate them? I mean, right now we're working on a functional training court on part of the basketball court in Paso Robles. You know, Keith's working hard to put that together for that demographics to fit that need. So we have these burgeoning, you know, age demographics, these age groups that we have to cater to both of those. And sometimes there's, in San Luis in the day when it, you know, before COVID and stuff, and I would always go, oh my God, this is not working. It's the, you know, I had the college age kids and the culture clash with the, you know, 60-year-olds, whatever, and going, oh my God. And then, you know, they'd all find a way to shuffle to their part of the club or whatever it was in class. But now with, you know, with down 6,000 members, we can build back to what we're doing and slowly build that membership base back up and accommodate everybody. But it's challenging, but we have great help like Jill and, you know, the GMs and the staffing and stuff to bridge that gap and make it happen. And then we got to come up with the resources as, you know, the ownership group to supply that and spend that kind of money and do what we got to do. And we're doing that because we're doing really, really well.
We also have swim lessons year round. So we do find, like, with the older demographics, you know, they're always using the indoor pool. Well, during the colder months, we have swim lessons in the indoor pool. So you have these little kids that are screaming and crying and laughing and having fun and playing in the water, and then our older demographics, but they all blend together and it works out.
Now, do you have childcare at the gyms in Atascadero, or
Not in Atascadero, but in Paso Robles.
Okay, and so the swim lessons are probably, you know, something that's pretty popular, I would
They
imagine.
are very popular.
Because I always see posts, and I didn't know that you guys done that. So that's good to know.
Yeah, year round. And it's awesome. And we have a great director that manages the whole department, and it's great. Like, I couldn't be happier with that whole situation.
And obviously,
awesome.
the swim lessons would be extra. You know, it's not
Yes.
part of the membership. But
Correct.
what you just mentioned, all, you know, pool, tracks, you know, all these different. I mean, you're 3 stories in Atascadero.
Yes.
You know, you got indoor, outdoor, you know, pools. You got saunas. You got hot tubs, and all this is part of, except probably the K zone. The K zone with the infrared
that's
and
additional.
but everything else. I mean, you have
Yeah.
racquetball, right?
Yes.
You have
Yep.
do you have
Volleyball.
pickleball there yet?
We do have pickleball.
You do have
we
pickleball in
have outdoors,
Atascadero?
and then when it gets cold, we have a net that they bring indoors to the racquetball court and play off there.
She's being modest, being drag stuff out of her today.
So modest.
She designed this too big we have a really old, aging outdoor sport court that just dilapidated over the last, who knows, 15 years, whatever. And I said, you know, maybe we should convert it to pickleball. And then she, you know, I don't know if I coerced her or whatever of her plan, but actually she developed a really, really nice color scheme and layout for our pickleball courts. Like when you drive up and walk, you go, oh my God, because it's an outdoor, beautiful setting. And it was just an ugly ass, you know, sport court that just deteriorated over years. And I go, you know, and then she came up with the idea of putting, you know, the court sideways and the color scheme in it. So when you pull up, you go, oh my God, it's striking the colors that she picked for these courts. And I'm going, wow, And there's another thing to attach that Medicare, because but even the younger people are playing pickleball also.
It's becoming popular.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
huge.
yeah.
And there's 2 courts in Atascadero, and we have 1 court in San Luis Obispo, and the same thing, but it's just ugly sand volleyball court there forever. You couldn't figure out what you're going to do with the space, and I go, hey, let's fill this in, put pickleball in. And it's a beautiful court there. You pull up now, instead of seeing this ugly sand volleyball pit that nobody was using, it's a beautiful pickleball court. Going, wow, it's really nice. But she did a really good job of the setting for pickleball in Atascadero. And, like going back to the staffing, along with, Katie doing group exercise for all the clubs in town. She's, really dynamic, puts a lot of energy into it. Katie Panone in our aquatic program at Atascadero. Chris, it goes on and on and on. And really the success is because of our employees. And it's not the only time I've said this, said that in this setting. It's just amazing.
I will say, the employees that, I've only been in Atascadero and I've only been in Paso as far as like the employees and experiencing that. And everybody's so, chippery. Everybody's so helpful. I mean, it's not like, the other gym where I've been members there too. And it was just like, it's like walk in, it's like you're like the plague, and it's like, they're like this, like that, and it's just like, and again, I keep going back to, the whole, you get what you pay for, they're so tentative. They're so, I think, they always greet you, hey, good morning, and sometimes it's like, I'm walking in because it's morning, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm walking in. Good morning. You're like, hey, and you have to kind of, search for the voice.
Right.
And then as you're walking out, hey, have a nice day. And it's just a very friendly environment, and so it's very welcoming. So, a lot of people will say, why, you could go to $15, $10. It's like, no, you can't. It's like, you can't compare the two. You can't compare the two. So, Jill, let me ask you a question. What draws you? What do you do there? Like when you, not as far as work, but like, do you take the classes? Do you enjoy, some of the amenities that the club offers as well?
Yes.
Which ones do you like?
It's free to me.
Huh? Which ones do you like the best?
It's freedom.
Yeah, it's free. I can do everything, even swim lessons if I wanted to.
I probably should do that, but I actually have a personal trainer that I work out with 3 days a week.
Okay.
And so that's what I do, and then I use the track a lot. I love our track.
You're a runner?
Yes.
Nice. Mm-hmm. And so, with your personal trainer, what's the routine for like a female? Like because a lot of females will say, "Oh, I'm not gonna work." Like my wife. I'm not going to use weights. I'm not going to, I don't want to get all big and bulky, but that's really a myth, right?
It really is. And I'm not doing it to get all buffed or anything. It's just for a strength thing. And so my routine is the same every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll do and I never go over 20 pounds, but...
Well, but again,
but it's like this, and it's
repetitive. It's higher reps,
and it's core. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a misconception of strength. Women. For these women that are big, and it takes a lot.
Yes.
They're probably on some other stuff. They're probably doing. But tone is not buff.
Yeah.
Right.
Tone and strength. That's what I'm doing it for.
And then with the muscle, muscle obviously burns fat. Muscle weighs more than fat, but yet there's so many beneficial factors of having, more muscle tone than fat.
Yeah. Yeah. And it just makes me feel better, and I can go about my day feeling like I actually did something, and I like it.
Now, has your diet or nutrition changed over the years to, 15 years ago when you started to
The Miami diet.
I'm not gonna ask which age bracket you're in by any means, but you know what I'm saying? Because we've all done that. We've back like me. Back when I was in the my 20s and 30s, I could eat, drink, and have a merry old time. Now I'm in my 50s, and it's like I gotta kind of reel back the line a little bit here.
Yeah, I think it happens to everybody, but I always should have been more in tune with what I was eating, and so I've always not made the best decisions, but now I have to make the best decisions. So,
And so,
cutting back on
what is
sugar,
what is a
obviously.
normal like nutritional what like for a female like a woman that's just like say if like a woman that's trying to just maintain or maybe lose some because what's the norm like on the sides and the hips, is that kind of like I don't know, I'm sorry, I don't know.
I think.
I just feel bad because I think you're asking the wrong person. Like, I am not.
Well, you're a woman.
No, wait.
You're right about that.
No. You're
Thank you.
Let me interject. The reason why you are right. This is the right conversation to have with the right person, because what did she say? I only want to do 20 pounds. Of this, So if we're truly talking about, female and their obstacles for lifting weights or what they should eat and not eat, she's the perfect example of that, because you're right. So it's like I shouldn't be eating what I eat sometimes, but that's the human side. Everybody wants to hear and say that. They want to know that I'm the GM at Kennedy Club Fitness, and I eat vegetables for this, and I only have oatmeal for this, and I work out 3 times a day. No,
Right?
it's everyday people.
not.
It's everyday people, and she is exactly that. And a lot of our employees are just that. And you're right. Okay, as a GM, I fit with a trainer. My eating habits could be better, but it's exactly what we all deal with on a regular basis. And
See?
she's the perfect female to ask those questions, because
Well, there you go.
she's all
So tell
Okay,
tell
good.
us.
I mean,
say
I
it.
eat Oreos. Sorry.
exactly.
I
Thank
love
you.
Oreos, gosh.
She eats Oreo. Oh my God!
I
What a
just
sin.
salivated a little bit when you said Oreos. I mean, I haven't
But I
tasted.
mean, I know I should up my protein, cut my sugar. But
But you look good. You maintain, right? I mean,
Yes.
you're not going crazy and indulging in cookies and milk every single night. Well, I don't know, are you?
no.
Okay, good.
No.
But the point is the average normal person can indulge. Have those days. We always talk about cheat days.
Right. Yeah.
you know.
So I know, I look at my watch and I know, okay, how many calories did I burn today? Oh, I did that. So why can't I have the Oreo or whatever, or the shake or I don't know.
I mean, you got to live life.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
still
you
got to
do.
live life. You still have to have balance because, I've been on this carnivore thing since the beginning of January, and I
Mm-hmm.
haven't had any sugar, which has been I'm amazed, and now I'm riding it just to kind of get see what else, because I've already lost 20 pounds.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
I have more energy than I did before, which everybody's like, oh, you got to have carbs, and you're not gonna have energy. I have a ton of energy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more flexible. It's just really bizarre how food affects our feeling and our mental, attitude and our flexibility and our muscle. I mean, it's really bizarre. So now it's like I'm almost using myself as a test subject to see, what else is going to happen. Things are changing. My mind's clear. I haven't drinking since January either. So my mind's clear. I wake up in the morning, full of energy. I'm not sore. I'm not I don't have, anyways, I can go on forever about this, but there's just different concepts of nutrition
Yeah.
that affect people differently, and the benefits, that come with it by not necessarily indulging, all the time.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to McDonald's, and get your double, or that's In-N-Out, but you know what I'm saying as far as
Yes.
nutrition goes. So,
Yeah.
it's good to somebody see you, as the GM, as a person that is, working out 3 days a week. You have a trainer, which, you guys have that as availability for members.
Mm-hmm.
You live the lifestyle, but you also live the lifestyle of, normalcy. You know?
Well, I feel too, whenever I do work out, just like you were saying, I wake up, I feel great. And it does, while I'm working out, it kind of turns off the food noise. So you're not oh my God, I'm hungry. I need this, that I know I shouldn't be eating. And you do want to do better because you feel better about yourself when you're working out. So, I mean, it's a win-win.
Do you ever beat yourself down for missing a day? You're like, I can't,
Yes.
I can't, you're like, you just want to sleep. Or,
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I do feel bad, and I feel like I let myself down, and then I let my trainer down because I know she really cares and she puts a lot into my workouts too. So it's kind of like an accountability for me, but also because I care about her, I don't want to let her down. So it's good for me.
and so tell me about your trainer, and which is what Kennedy, I know Kennedy in Paso has like, 5 trainers? I think that you can, male, female,
There's probably-
older, younger.
All the clubs are carrying about up to 8,
Okay.
8 to 10 around that average.
So give me a shout out about your trainer. Tell me,
My trainer is Jen Geffler, and she's been there for 25 to 30 years, I think. Wow. Yeah, and she's amazing. Her and Mike's the other one that has been there forever. They just know so much about the body and nutrition and muscles, and anything I ask them, they know everything about it. And they know like the name of the muscle or the bone, or it's pretty incredible to me.
Well, they almost have to.
Mike is amazing. He's like an encyclopedia. It's crazy.
And obviously you guys have some sort of like a continuing education,
Oh, yeah.
that you guys, either go to or have to kind of keep up on all that stuff. How do you do that?
They do it. I believe that they do it online, but it's every 2 years that they have to get their recert.
And what about as the club itself? What about like new machines? Because I notice some of the older machines kind of phase out. Some newer stuff come in. I just noticed the last time I was in Atascadero in the first room, there was some new equipment in there. I didn't stop in there because I was only doing cardio, but I didn't stop in there to check it out. But I noticed the color difference as I walked by. So tell me
that was
about.
probably was it the Smith?
leg room.
Okay, yeah.
Is that specifically the leg room?
2 years ago,
Yes.
Okay,
We have a lower body, upper body, and then training court.
gotcha.
we took out the other one of the other racquetball courts. We've converted 2 racquetball courts into weight rooms. So we have 1 racquetball court in Atascadero. So 2 years ago, we cut out the section of the front of the racquetball court, put a bunch of rubber down, and moved the leg stuff and added a few leg pieces into there. So now it's a leg. It very very well laid out with just about everything that you need and want. While we're along the lines of equipment, we're all going down to Ursa Trade Show next week. And that's where everybody and anybody in fitness all over the world, vendors, health clubs all over the world are there. And it's a great time to talk to all these different vendors. And each club, each GM has kind of a wish list to add to their clubs. So in the next few months, you might see some more additional equipment being replaced, or something new, a little twist on something new. Like I was saying, the functional training court in Paso. Well, in San Luis Obispo, we just took out the 1 racquetball court. We have a squash court and a racquetball court. We took out the racquetball court and put a golf simulator in there.
Okay,
It's awesome.
so I was going to mention that, but I
Yeah.
didn't, because I know last time you let that slip.
Yeah.
And I remember Kevin was like, or it was Keith. He was like, because you guys were just like getting ready to do that.
But so when you mentioned the fact that I notice, good. You need to notice, and the members need to notice that we're reinvesting a little bit of their money into the club, replenishing stuff, fixing things, maintaining. We're doing the best of our ability to maintain and upkeep our aging buildings to the best of our ability, and then switching out equipment and some different things or different ideas that they have. That's what we're doing next week. Bringing that back and see what comes. So it's going to be awesome. And these guys have a ton of ideas. It's like. I'm excited for it.
So, Jill, what's on your wish list for Atascadero? I
Well,
want to
honest.
know.
Tell them.
I want to know.
Well, I just got back from FISA, and it's similar to that, but on a lower scale. And so I met with some vendors, and there are a couple things that I would like.
Like what? Tell us.
Like, we have 2 old step mills. They're like Stairmasters. And I want 2 new ones that are gorgeous. It's like a Lamborghini, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, they're nice. And then I want a couple pieces from Total Gym, and possibly a tanning bed.
Ooh.
I know.
So it's been a while since you guys have had tanning beds. Huh?
Yeah,
Right.
we probably took out tanning, 10 years ago or so.
Maybe more.
We had rooms built for them, but now they've been converted with the compression chair or the hydro massage bed. But Tanning is making a comeback, I guess, because you see more and more of them propping up in some of the others, like I would say, day spas or standalones, making a comeback because I think the technology has changed on it. Where before, when we kind of moved on from it, the scare of cancer, skin cancer, and everything else there's been some changes in that technology, the bulbs they use and stuff. So I think it's making a little bit of a comeback.
And they have like the red light on your face, so you're getting like your collagen rebuilt. So it's not just the tanning portion of
So
it.
it's not like spray tan. It's like it's UV. It's tanning. Not like the old
Yeah.
episode on Friends where Ross turns around. It's like he's half
I think
brown and half
Kramer
white.
did it too.
But so Brett, do you think that's going to make a comeback at all the gyms?
Yeah, I know Nate wants it in San Luis. I know Jill wants it here. We'll see.
I mean, I think it makes sense. Because they've kind of died. They've kind of like you used to see tanning. Everybody would have a tanning salon, 2 or 3 of them, in the town.
It's health, beauty, and wellness, right?
Right, and I think there's a lot of benefits too, because you're getting those UV, you're getting so there's some skin benefits that benefit your mental wellness. Kind of being in there, and you just smell good. You get the cool tanning lotions, and you just I loved when my office was next door to I forget the tanning place right there on Spring Street. And it smelled so good. It just smelled like I was in Hawaii.
You'll have to come use them.
Like I said, I will. Let's be honest. I probably won't because I don't even use I don't even use the gym where I'm at. And I'm literally underneath it. I hear them all day, like boom. But no, like I said, I think the club in Atascadero, it's one of those clubs. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of availability. I think you do a great job, with the members, with the employees, with the cleanliness. It's very, very clean. It's very well upkept. Your employees, excuse me, are very attentive to the members, because and they're always cleaning. There's a guy that I don't even know. He always has a rag in his hand. He's always, he's all over the place.
Yeah.
Heck, I think and this might be Mike. Is his name Mike? Or who's the guy that's been with you for the 20 years?
Christian.
Is he the tall guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So literally, he was out doing the garbage like at 4:45 in the morning when I showed up one morning.
Yeah, exactly. He does everything.
So yeah, and so I think that's a lot of what Kennedy Club brings. And again, we say club; it's not a gym, right? And
Correct.
so, but I'm going to touch on something else of your background, Jill. So you were a Raiderette, right?
Yes.
So let's go down that path a little bit. So tell me about that time and how did you get into that?
Okay, so I was a cheerleader in high school and college, and in college, one of the gals on the squad, her and I became best friends, and we're still best friends to this day. But she always would get me into little things like, let's start a band. And so we were in a bar band in Chico.
Really?
Yes.
You're a singer?
Yes.
Oh my god!
And I played
karaoke at
cowbell.
Atascadero Kennedy on Tuesday nights.
We used to. A long time ago, yeah. The lobby had a stage on it, a long time ago, but.
So then her and I we moved to the Bay Area, then I moved to LA, then we moved back to the Bay Area, and she's like, hey, let's try out for Raiderettes for Oakland, because they were in Oakland at the time. It was 1998. So I said, okay. So we did, and we both made it. And we were both in the same line and everything. So it was awesome.
What was that experience like?
It was a lot of practice. So at the time, I lived in Rocklin, California, which is up 80. So I would drive 4 days, sometimes 5 days a week to practice and to games from Rocklin to Oakland. And it was out of this world. It was awesome. And the organization, they still treat us like little queens. It's great.
Are you still part of it in some facet of?
Yeah, we have a reunion every single summer with all the girls from the first year in 1964 to the present. And we'll go meet in the desert, and there's usually maybe 80 to 100 of us. that go to that, and then we have a Christmas party every year. And then like 2 years ago, Mark Davis put on a big thing at the new stadium and took care of us for a whole weekend. It was fun.
How long were you a Raiderette?
For 2 years.
Wow.
98 and 99.
And how was the experience of being a cheerleader, high school, college, and then going in and being a cheerleader for the Raiders? I mean, this.
Well, right. It's completely different because obviously in high school and college, it is cheering. You're not dancing. So once you get to the NFL, it's all dancing. There's like not one chant. We never did an actual cheer. It was always dancing. So it was a lot of hard work, and not to put the organization down or anything, but it is kind of like based on maybe like your weight or whatever. Because the first thing that they do when you go to try out, you weigh in. And then when you go up onto the stage, you have to say your name and you have to say what you weighed in at. And they have it written down so you can't say something less than what you weighed in at. But then during the whole thing, they want you to stay fit. So you're working out constantly. Like your practices are 2 hours a day, and you're running and exercising, and you're pretty fit. I was very,
Because I'm
very
sure
fit.
you've seen
very fit.
I'm sure you've seen the Dallas Cowboys.
Of course.
Right?
Yes.
Was it like that to where you were getting battered from?
I mean, I felt like I was, but it's not as bad as the Dallas Cowboys now. They're very, very strict, very strict.
And if you
But
don't-
I mean, they would say, they would hold big meetings and say, you guys need to practice the push away, which means like, if you're eating, don't finish, push away your plate. And I always thought, okay.
Really?
Do you think they're still sending that same message today?
I don't think that they need to. All the
Yeah.
girls look great. They're so beautiful and so tiny. But I'm the type of person that always thought, oh my God, he's talking directly to me. It's me. I know that I'm the fat one, or the overweight one.
Oh my God, really?
So I always thought that. So I always push myself a lot harder to do better and be better. And
But you guys didn't travel with the team, though, right? It
no,
was
but we
only the home
traveled
games?
as groups. Like a bunch of the girls would just fly to Arizona or wherever the game was, and
Oh, so you
watch
would
it.
go to the away games?
Yeah, just as a group, as spectators, not
Oh,
to perform.
you weren't on the sidelines?
No.
Because really, the two notorious cheerleading outfits for the NFL is the Dallas Cowboys and the Raiderettes. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you don't. I think some teams don't even have cheerleaders.
Green Bay Packers don't have one.
Yeah, well, they're sub-zero degrees. Those poor girls, forget about it. But how does that make you feel? I mean, that's a part of your
Awesome.
life, 2 years, and you're still a part of it. And when people say Raiderettes, it's like Keith told me about this a couple weeks ago, and I was like, wait, what? she was an ex-Raiderette. I'm like, oh my gosh, Keith, you don't have to come. But I mean, just such an amazing story, and you're part. And so, do you feel like that time frame, helped you to where you're at now?
Of course, yeah.
Some of the
It did
stuff
a
that you
lot.
learned, because I'm sure you're learning about nutrition and all that stuff from like top level people.
Yeah, we were. And it's funny because I have my uniforms, and if I feel like, oh my gosh, okay, I am losing.
You'll try them on.
Sorry, everybody, but yeah, I do try them on.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That's totally awesome.
I'm just like I'm amazed because it's 'cause like I said, my daughter was a cheerleader, and my boys, I'm football, I coach football, my boys play football, and so you always hear cheerleaders are nothing. You guys are probably more of an athlete than players are, in the sense of the time spent, the performance, what it entails. Because it's not only physical, it's mental. The dance routines, forget about it. But I was always like, hey, I'm supporting the cheerleading squad because these girls, they're not just out there going hoo this and that. It's intense.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Kevin Kennedy's daughter Erin was a Chargers cheerleader. She
you
cheered at
guys
San Diego
battle?
State.
Have dance-offs. with
Yeah,
us, yeah.
Right.
whatever, yeah. Sorry, Raider Nation, but Jill is a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Yes!
Oh my God.
All right. I knew I liked you.
So
Since I'm 8 years old.
yeah,
Wow.
so
Were you like, oh, I'm a Raiderette, but I really
especially
want to be a Cowboy.
for whatever reason in Atascadero,
No.
we're all Raider fans, like diehard Raider fans. So that's all we talk about. And she's a Dallas Cowboy fan. So when she's standing, we're talking about Raiders. Just shaking our head like, what the heck? You have a closer connection than anybody in the world does, understand, and you're not a Raider fan, you're a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Well,
Like,
I like the Raiders.
you
but
like them.
If Mark Davis is watching,
Yeah, we will.
she likes the Raiders.
I'm sure he'll forgive her, but
Wow, that's
know.
so awesome. Do you have any stories where like you had some interaction, like what'd you say, the 90s?
how about players
Yeah.
and stuff? I'm sure.
Well, we were the only team that could fraternize with the players, so we would go
That's awesome.
out, and I know it is
You,
crazy.
you didn't have like a Keanu Reeves, like a replacement experience or anything like that with
No.
Jim Plunkett or that was actually in the 70s.
No,
right?
but they would be at all the parties we would go to, and we had a lot of fun. And my first year was Gruden's first year,
Okay.
and he would
was
be at
intense,
the
huh?
parties. Yeah, I love him.
Right?
Yes.
Everybody did.
Yeah,
And then he had to step down because of an issue that he had with.
was it the Washington? I want to say
forget,
what they
I forget
were,
the,
but-
the whole background of it,
He
but
got caught in a bunch of emails that
Yeah.
were linked to the
Talking-
investigation for Daniel Snyder when he used to own the Redskins.
yeah.
Gruden was the fall guy for whatever, and yeah, that's too bad. But
So you got to chat with him and the players, and God, what a
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. So that was a good part too. Because the other teams, they were not allowed to talk to players.
Wow.
I know. They'd get kicked off.
So I've never noticed the Raiderette picture as I walk into a Atascadero Kennedy Club Fitness.
Well, Gene's desk, the membership counselor, Gene,
Yeah.
he has a picture of her in a Raider on the sidelines in a Raider outfit. So
Very cool.
Yeah.
What a great story.
Yeah.
So
thanks.
awesome. So I want to thank you guys for coming on. I want to thank you guys for supporting us and being a part of this. And we're gonna jump out of here because it's already been a minute, and we could sit here and talk all day long. But definitely want to have you back on. Maybe I would like to kind of jump into the women's fitness, nutrition. Because that's a big hole that it's the unknown.
Yeah.
Especially for women. And I think there's a lot to offer as a informational side and show, about, women and, like you said, you work out with, smaller weights, more, reps versus the weight of it.
Yeah.
And, the nutrition side of it and, just how to balance life, how to balance, working out, how to get that longevity, through the different classes and the different things that you guys offer.
Yeah, right.
So
That'd be great.
awesome. Well, cool guys. Well, thanks for
Thanks,
coming
Randy.
on. We appreciate you guys. We
Thank you
appreciate
very
you coming
much.
on to our
Thank
show, Health and Fitness.
Yep.
And we look forward to having you guys back on.
thank you.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, guys. Hey, thanks for tuning in to our show, Health and Wellness, Health and Fitness. And like I said, if you want to check out Kennedy Club Fitness, Atascadero, Paso, San Luis, and Arroyo Grande, they have all the stuff that you need. It's well worth the dollars spent. You get what you pay for. And I'm sure stop in there in Atascadero and Jill will give you a tour. But as always, guys, we can't do this without you and our sponsors. We'd like to thank Escalar Wines, Wine Travelers Hideaway, Visit Atascadero, 805 Customs, Santo Brothers Plumbing, Pacific 805 Spas, Hanson Enterprises, Story Termite Pest Control, Borhone Auto Center, Airflow Filter Services, and of course, Kennedy Club Fitness. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today, we can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Hi,
Hi, welcome to Kennedy Club Fitness, where we have something for everyone. We have weights, cardio, group exercise classes, racquetball, basketball, swimming, and pickleball coming soon. Here at Kennedy, we're committed to health, wellness, and community. Stop by any of our 4 locations: Paso Robles, Atascadero, San Luis Obispo, and Arroyo Grande, or check out our website at kennedyclubs.com.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
Atascadero isn't your standard getaway. We're unique, just like you. We're growing, transforming, and figuring it out as we go. We're a town filled with innovators, artists, makers, and game changers. We're a little bit country, a little bit funky, and always authentic. We're here for your good times, your slow times, and your changing times. We're all in Atascadero. Come see for yourself. Learn more at visitatascadero.com.
What's up, North County? Nate Santos here, owner of Santos Bros Plumbing. You might recognize me with my dancing horses at local events such as the Atascadero Tamale Festival, Templeton 4th of July, and Paso Pioneer Day. I am now available for all your home plumbing service and repair needs, from minor drips and drops to emergency leaks and clogs. For the best plumbing service, call Santos Bros Plumbing, pipe wranglers to the rescue.